We've been through how to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. In this lesson, we're going to go through how to divide polynomials using long division. Now, you first learned long division back in 4th grade or so. It's probably been a while since you've done this. So in order to do polynomial division, first we have to remember how to divide using regular integers. So for this example, we have 305 divided by 7. So here I want to know how many times does 7 go into 305. It's a pretty big number and I don't know the answer right off the top of my head, so we're going to break this thing down into smaller pieces. Start with the 3. How many times does 7 go into 3? Well, 7 doesn't go into 3, so let's think bigger. How many times does 7 go into 30? Well, I know that 7 goes into 30 4 times because 4 times 7 is 28, and that's as close as you can get to 30. Once you stack these values, you're going to subtract. 30 minus 28 leaves you with 2. And notice you have that 5 left over. You're just going to drop down that next digit, and you're going to start this process all over again. So now you're looking at the 25. How many times does 7 go into 25? What can we multiply by to get as close as possible to 25? Well, 7 times 3 is 21, and that's pretty close to 25. So 3 times 7 is 21. And if I subtract here, 25 minus 21 is 4. There's not another number to drop down, so this is where we're going to stop. That 4, you'll remember, is called the remainder. So to answer the question, how many times does 7 go into 305? 7 goes into 305 43 times with 4/7 left over. And that's how we're going to write our answer. Let's try one more regular long division problem just to kind of help you refresh your memory a little bit. Here we have 417 divided by 5. We want to know how many times does 5 go into 417. So let's break it down into small pieces. I'll start with the 4. 5 does not go into 4, so let me look at 41. So basically, what can I multiply times 5 to get as close as possible to 41? That would be 8, because 8 times 5 is 40. And if we subtract here, the difference is 1. 41 minus 40 is 1. I have that 7 left over, so I'm going to drop down that next digit there. I'm going to bring down the 7, and I'm going to repeat this whole process over again. I want to know how many times does 5 go into 17? Basically, what can you multiply by to get as close as possible to 17? That would be 3. 5 times 3 is 15. That's as close as you can get here to 17. So we subtract 17 minus 15 over, and there's nothing left to drop down, so that is my remainder. So to answer the question, how many times does 5 go into 417? 5 goes into 417 83 times with 2/5 left over. Okay, that is the process of long division. The next few examples that we're going to look at are going to involve polynomials, but it's going to be those same steps every single time. Step number 1, what do you multiply the outside number by to get as close as possible to the inside number? And that's what you're going to write up at the very top. Once you have that number up top, you're going to multiply around and then subtract. If there's anything at the end, you're going to drop that next term and repeat the process again. When there's nothing left to drop, you can write your quotient using the remainder as a fraction.